And as the sun has set here in the desert, it's time for a new dawn in Formula One. New regulations, radically different cars, and the most races in a season ever. It might just be 98 days since we rounded off the 2021 campaign, but as ever in Formula One, change is as good as a rest. And there will be no rest for the drivers around this 57 laps of the Bahrain International Circuit this evening. 3.36 miles, 15 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. Overtaking should be a little bit easier with the new regulations. We've still got 3 DRS zones just to help that overtaking count. And down into turn 1, it's always competitive here. Alonso, Sainz and Vettel last season, 3 abreast going into that first corner. What will we see tonight with Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc on pole lining up on the front row? Turn 4, another good place to pass, but you've got to stay within the white lines. Max Verstappen didn't 12 months ago, and he had to hand that place back to Lewis Hamilton, and it cost him the race win. Meanwhile, down into turn 11, if you're brave enough, there might be a move there as well. Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes then on Sergio Perez. Bottas lines up 6th on the grid today. Perez lines up 4th. Why we see that all over again? Here are the 3 tyre compounds. The C3 was the medium tyre in the testing, but it's the soft tyre tonight. The C2 is the medium. The C1 is the hard tyre. Temperature's a little bit warmer, might bring the hard tyre into play. Mediums and soft should be the tyres that are being used by the 20 drivers on the grid. Back row then, Lance Stroll 19th, Nicholas Latifi starts 20th, Daniel Ricciardo only 18th for McLaren alongside Nico Hülkenberg, deputising for Sebastian Vettel, who had a positive COVID test. Yuki Tsunoda 16th, Guan Yu Zhou becomes the first ever Chinese racing driver in Formula One. Alex Albon now at Williams lines up alongside his old mate Lando Norris, who's 13th for McLaren, and Mick Schumacher a career best 12th on the grid alongside Esteban Ocon for Alpine. In then to the top 10 we go, Pierre Gasly, 18 times last year he was in the top 10, he's there tonight too, alongside George Russell now at Mercedes. Fernando Alonso, his highest start here since 2013, alongside Kevin Magnussen, brought back into Formula One. Valtteri Bottas now at Alfa Romeo alongside his old teammate Lewis Hamilton on row 3. The second row has Sergio Perez starting 4th, where he started 7 times last year. Carlos Sainz, best ever start here, is 3rd, and that's where he starts tonight. Max Verstappen on the front row where the race was won from last year. Charles Leclerc with his 2nd pole position here in Bahrain. But all thoughts of how a Grand Prix should be run and won might have to be put to one side here, Martin Brundle. It's our 200th Grand Prix at Sky Sports F1. This one could be very different to the previous 199.